Hello there. This is Polygon Areas Part 2. In Part 1, we figured out that the angles inside a convex polygon, we can figure out what they add up to using this formula. The number of sides minus 2 and then times 180. That's the angles on the inside, the interior angles, what they add up to. And that the exterior angles, the angles on the outside, add up to 360. So let's see what we can do with this. Here we've got an 18 gon. That just means an 18-sided figure. We want to know the measure of one interior angle. Well, we can figure out what they add up to, right? What they add up to, we're talking about interior angles, so we can figure out what they add up to. That's what sum means, add up. By doing that, 18 minus 2 times 180. That's what they add up to. Now, since this is a regular polygon, all of those angles are going to be the same. And there's 18 of them. So we can divide this by 18 to get the measure of one of them. So let's go to our calculator here. Let's see. 18 minus 2 is 16. We're going to times by 180. And then we're going to, well, let's get that. So the angles add up to 2,880. And we're going to divide that by 18 because there's 18 of them. And we get 160. So each of those interior angles is 160 degrees. Now, I'm not going to draw an 18 gon here, but really what we're talking about is if I were to draw it, it would kind of go around like this. And it just means that each of these angles is 160 degrees. All right, so here we want to find the measure of one exterior angle. Well, we know the exterior ones add up to 360, because no matter how many sides there are, those exterior angles always added up to 360. Now, since it's regular, and there's 18 of them, they're all going to be the same. So all we've got to do is divide this by 18. Right? 360 is what they add up to, and there's 18 of them, so you just divide. And that gives you the measure of each one. So 360 divided by 18 gives you 20. So each of those exterior angles is 20 degrees. That's interesting. Look at this. I'm going to draw one of these exterior angles here. Both of these were 18 gons that we were dealing with in these first two problems. And we just figured out that this angle here is 20 degrees. And what do you notice about these two? They add up to 180. Now the angle, the one interior and one exterior angle will always add up to 180. And that can give us some shortcuts sometimes in doing these problems. And let's take a look at this next one. So here we want to find the number of sides in a regular polygon, and the measure of an interior angle. One interior angle is 170. Okay? So the first method is to use the formula. So we know that n minus 2 times 180. Now we don't know what n is, right? That's what we're looking for. So n minus 2 times 180, that's what they add up to. When you divide that by how many there are, that's going to give you 170 degrees. And this gives us an equation that we can solve. We put some 170 over 1, we can cross multiply. We get 170n equals, so 1 times this stuff is just this stuff. I'm going to distribute this. 180n minus 360, 180 times 2. Take away 180n from both sides. Get negative 10n equals negative 360. I'm going to divide by negative 10. We're going to get n equals 36. So this thing has 36 sides. Now there is another way to do this. Now up here we said that an interior angle and an exterior angle have to add up to 180. So if one interior angle is 170, then one exterior angle is going to be 180 minus 170. Which is 10 degrees. Now, no matter how many of those exterior angles there are, no matter how many sides there are, those exterior angles always add up to 360 degrees. And we just figured out that each of them is 10 degrees. So if we divide those, we will get the number of sides. And that is another way to do that same problem. If you know that an interior angle and an exterior angle have to add up to 180. Hope that makes sense. Get some help in class if you need it. See you later. Bye.